All right, we're still on sets, and we are going to look at how we solve problems at grade 12. I will start with simple questions, then I will continue to more complicated ones. All right. Okay, let's say we had this information, right? In a Venn diagram, in a Venn diagram. Okay, then in a Venn diagram we have n of a is equals to 10. Okay, then we have n of b equals to say 13, right? And then n of a intersect b, say it's x, and n of a union b, all right, is say 18. All right. Now, what does this mean? This means that we have the intersection, all right? We have the intersection, right? Yes. Now, that means you would actually realize that there are two sets, A and B. Number of elements in A is 10, number of elements in B is 13. Okay? So that means what should come in our mind is this. We have two sets. They should intersect. All right? So now, n of A is 10. If this is set A and this is set B, all right? So you usually have to, you can make an arrow like this and say there are 10 elements in there. Okay? So n of B, you can just say this arrow and say n of B is 13. It means that when you count the numbers or the members of this set, there must be 13 members. Here, there must be 10 members, all right? But now, intersection. Members in the intersection are x members. So we can straight away put x here. Okay? All right. Now, uh, uh, now we have this part n of n of n of a union b equals to 18, right? So that means when you add the members in this region, the whole region, those members, their total should be 18. Now, that means we need to know the members here, the number of members at this region and at this region, okay? So, in terms of x, we can find this region here, the number of elements here. If the total number of elements in this set is 10, right? And here we have x, all right? That means here we have 10 minus x. Here we have let me just do this, okay? Let me be smart. Here we have 10 minus x. Why? Because this plus this must be 10, all right? Okay, so we can see that 10x, okay, 10 minus x plus x is what? It's 10. Because minus x plus x is 0, so the answer is 10 here, okay? Yes, now, let me just go back to where we were now, right? All right. Now, we were saying we have minus x here, 10 minus x. Okay. What about here? Here we are going to have 13, okay, minus x. Okay, because x plus 13 minus x is 30. This should be clear here. All right. Mm. So now I just wanted us to have a glimpse of what happens here. All right, in terms of the given information. Now let's come here. N of A union B equals to 18. Right. That means when you add this plus this, you get 18. All right. So, in a nutshell, what we are saying is this. This is what we are saying. We are saying uh, 10 minus x, okay, plus this x, all right, plus this 13 minus x, that is equal to 80. This is what is implied here. Okay. Yeah. So I think now you are happy. All right. That means we can actually do what? We can find x. We can find x. Let's try and find x. We have 10 minus x plus x plus 13 minus x equals to 18. All right. So this plus this is 0. Minus x plus x is 0. So we are left with 23 minus x is 18. All right. So what do we do? Let's subtract this 23 from this side. Subtract it from this side to balance. Okay. So what do we have? We have minus x because this and this is 0. Okay. We have minus x is equal to what? What do we have here? 18 minus 23 is minus 5. So we divide by -1, divide by -1, so that this becomes positive. All right. This becomes positive. So our x is 5. All right. So if x is 5, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means what we have here, it's this. Instead of x here, we have 5 because x is 5. So here we have 10 minus 5, which is 5. Here we have 13 minus 5, which is what? 8. All right? That is, remember, 5 is not an element. It is the number of elements in this region. And 5 here is not an element, but it's the number of elements in this region. 8 here is not an element, but the number of elements. That means there are 8 elements here. There are 5 elements here. There are 5 elements here. Because this is number of elements in A is 10. Number of elements in set A is 10. It's 5 plus 5, which is 10. Number of elements in set B is 13, which is 5 plus 8 is 13. All right? Okay. So n intersect B, number of elements in n intersect B is x, but x is 5. So it's 5 here. Number of elements in A union B is 18. A union B is this 5 plus 5, 10 plus 8 is 18. So that is that. So it is clear, okay? It is clear. So they would have asked you this question. Write in terms of x the number of elements in A, but not in B. Write in terms of x the number of elements in A, but not in B. The number of elements in A, but not in B. All right? It's this region. They are in A, but not in B. So since set B starts from here, okay, we should not include anything that is in B. So that means it's this region. So if you are asked to write in terms of X, the number of elements in A but not in B, that means you would have said that is 10 minus X. Okay, that would be the number of elements in terms of X. Okay, now let's say B, let's say they said write in terms of X the number of elements in B but not in A. The number of elements in B but not in A. Let's see. The number of elements in B but not in A. Set B is here, but set A is here. So the number of elements in B but not in A is this region here. Okay? In B but not in A. Anything in A, don't include it. In B but not in A is this region here. All right? So that means you would have said, no, I know it's 13 minus X. All right? 13 minus X. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the type of questions that you might be asked after having actually discussed this. They would say add together the number of elements in the three parts of the diagram to obtain an equation. 10 minus x plus 13 minus x equals to 18. Add together, all right, the number of elements in the three parts of the diagram. Three parts of the diagram is this part. Hey, part 1, okay? Part 2, part 3. All right? So they say add together the number of elements in three parts of the diagram to obtain the equation da da da. So this is the equation that they wanted us to obtain, this one. This equation. Okay? So when you add um, uh, you add together the number of elements in the three parts, that means this part, the number of elements is this, is 10 minus x, plus this part is what? X, plus this part here is what? 13 minus x. So you add this number of elements at these three parts, and you equate it to 18 because that is the union. So they said number of elements in A union B equals to 18. So we added the elements and equated them to 18. We added the numbers here and equated them to 18, right? That's what we have done. This is the equation. All right? Now, they could say that is C. So C would be this. You would say 10 minus x, all right, plus x, all right, plus 13 minus x, okay, so that is 18, all right. Yes. Now look at this question, this one they say now hence find the number of elements in both A and B. Hence find the number of elements in both A and B. All right, no problem. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let me use this color here, pink. All right, so we have, that means you would need to solve for x. You need to find the value of x. Okay, you need to find the value of x so that you can find the number of elements in set A and the number of elements in set B. So what did we do here? We solved for x here in advance. We solved for x and then found x to be what? To be 5. Now, number of elements in A would be equal to what? Number of elements in A would be equals to what? Let's see. It would be equals to, set A is this one. Not A only, but set A is this one. Now, number of elements there would be 10 minus x minus what? Plus x, because it's this plus this, all right? So what does that mean? That means it's 10 minus 5 plus 5, because x is 5, okay? So this is 0. Okay, 10 minus 5 is 5 plus 5 is 10. So that is 10. Now, number of elements in B would be x plus 13 minus x. So that would be x is 5 plus 13 minus 5. So the answer there is 5 plus 13 is 18 minus 5 is 13. That would be the number of elements in set A is 10. The number of elements in set B is 13. All right? Yeah. So it makes sense. So that would be um, uh, this. But look at the question. The question is saying find the number of elements in both A and B. That means the number of elements in both A and B is this, the intersection here. So that means they say find x. So that is the answer. This is the answer for part D. I was just trying to show you that this corresponds to this information. And then this corresponds to this information. But the number of elements in both, the keyword is both A and B. That means the common number of elements, those that are common in both sets. So this is x. That means they mean find x, solve for x. From here, then they ask you to solve for x. That means you should have come here and found x. All right. I hope this presentation has been profitable to you, at least for the start. Okay, take care.